Hello, it's Kinninigan. This is a video I made a few years back. What you are looking at is a screenshot of the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance reboot from Netflix. That was immediately shut down after the first season, which I have the first season and I own the video game. With a long line of other Reptilian reboots that woke Hollywood tried to steal because it seems to be the trend every day. Everything from Indiana Jones to Star Wars to the Justice League and wokeify it for modern audiences, which they did do in the Dark Crystal reboot, because now the Skeksis are male and female. From my theory, they were always quote unquote androgynous, but they had male voices in the original. Um, they stole everything from Jim Henson, from Sesame Street. um, yeah. All right, I'm not going to go into detail, but not. But what you were looking at, I forget his name. He is Uslak, I believe, and he is one. Each of the Skeksis in the show, I'll explain this from the original movie. There were 12 of them. They each represent one of the 12 Illuminati bloodlines. Jim Henson can't tell you this, he won't tell you this, but it's what it symbolizes. He also doxed a wall relief in the original Dark Crystal. I got to get these videos back up to YouTube. There's a reason I'm making this video. I found this old video I made. This is recorded from a camera where I was actually recording my desktop with my HD camera. That's Augra. The one I took to Area 51, I do have a handheld digital camera, and I was recording it because I wanted to watch this with my subscribers on YouTube and do commentary over it because I see other people do it on YouTube with movies and TV shows. They'll watch a reaction video in real, cutting out clips. Maybe not the whole show in real time, but they cut clips out, and you could do that under copyright. I investigated this, but no, Netflix immediately blocks any clip of the Dark Crystal I show. It is blocked. Not you have to appeal for copyright, or the copyright holder is going to run ads on your video and take the ad revenue. That happens a lot with clips I play. So if you ever see an ad on one of my videos, I don't monetize them. That's YouTube putting ad on my videos, but they're allowed to now. There goes Chamberlain. But the one Skeksis we're looking at has the head that is most like a real Alpha Draconian. Of course, I'm going to binge watch this. It's like a 9 hour. That's me talking. I'm trying to get back to Gorman, the sideways view of him. There he goes. Yeah, him right there. He's got this short snout. Now here, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing. Woke Hollywood. I don't care how many boxes they check. They already tried with this show, but this show was good. I liked it because of what it was doing to exposing people to the research I do and the truth that Jim Henson possibly lost his life for. Thank God I'm still here. People ask why am I taking so long to publish my book. I don't know what took Jim Henson so long to release The Dark Crystal. He had it in development for a long time, all through the 70s. It released in 1983. All I know is I was a kid in the 80s. This movie scared the shit out of kids. He had to even tone it down a little bit and then he was going to make a sequel that was never allowed. Now his son kind of ran his company, who I'm a fan of, the TV show Farscape. This Brian Henson did use some of the original Skeksis models in one of the episodes. I'll get those videos back on YouTube also. And in that, what's interesting about that clip is Brian Henson has them with angel wings, so they look like fallen angels. Yeah, he knows the truth about what happened to his dad. And then the most infamous shit that you've learned in the Dark Crystal. How do the Skeksis achieve immortality and youthfulness? By extracting the essence out of podlings with a machine they get with a crystal, and it sucks the essence out of them. And then, strangely too, after someone has their essence sucked out of them, they get panda, which is the black circles under the eyes, like we see in a lot of people who are victims of predators. And they look like they aged and got about 20 years older, which is another known side effect of a certain I can't go into detail about that. Gee, was all right. Like I said, you try to wokeify this all they want. They can't reboot the Dark Crystal. Why? Because there's truth in it. Oh, they also try to reboot and wokeify the original 1981 V mini series with the Reptilians. They even made the Reptilian, the lead actress. She played in Firefly. She's got dark skin, short hair. She's a minority, yes, but she plays in a lot of sci-fi. Yeah, so yeah, they wokeified it. They gave her a lesbian. They gave her the Reptilian Queen had a lesbian haircut, and she was BIPOC. Oh, that's the word. Yeah, that's their new word, BIPOC. Like I said, go down the hood and call someone a BIPOC. I'll take you down the hood in Philly. Call Puerto Rican a Latinx. No, I wouldn't do that to you. Don't do it. Don't. Don't. So I wanted to have this little rant because I'm putting together some stuff. Antoinette, if you're watching the video, thanks for the donation. You asked me about L. Ron Hubbard. I gotta walk on eggshells with that video, but I might have found something. I'll give you the lowdown on Lord Zeno. According to L. Ron Hubbard, if you expose the secrets of Scientology, you will be cursed, like the King Tut. Don't worry, we'll be okay. But I think people should know it because there's some similarities with borrowed material. Let's just say that. And so yeah, with all this woke stuff going on in Hollywood, woke is a trending word. Why can't and they spend a lot of money for the production of this, but other shows on Netflix seem to get remade year after year, season after season, although they're hot garbage. Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. $1 billion on that show? Is there money laundering going on in Amazon? I'll come out and say it. Maybe at Disney too. It seems to be. I mean, how do they spend $750 million on a movie and it makes $100 million opening weekend? Marvels. Um, yeah. Okay. Like I said, they're stealing everything. They're rebooting everything. They're wokeifying everything. They're even going back to old video games now and remaking them. They want to remake The Witcher. Thank God I own the books, okay? Because you can't wokeify my books. And I know why they're so upset with The Witcher. I'll tell you what, as an adult male, it's the kind of fantasy, yeah, there's a lot of The Witcher gets around, that's all I'm saying. And the prose, if you know what prose is, it's the writing style of the writer. His prose is it's almost like poetry the way it reads, and he cut from the violence to the sexy scenes. It's awesome. Read The Witcher. You'll see why they were so triggered by it and had to reboot it. And the author's Polish. It's based on Polish mythology, and that's the thing too. They just don't. They're trying to hijack people's cultures. I'll just end it with this. Why can't they reboot anything about reptilians if they're not real? There is one movie. Yeah, there are shape shifting reptilians in the Marvels. Are they the Krill? The Krill? I watched the Marvels because I decoded the whole Marvel universe, the original one where she winds up at Blockbuster Video in the 90s. That took me back because I grew up in the 90s. I used to have a Blockbuster Video card. Back when movies were awesome, I saw Terminator 2 in the 90s in the movie theater. That was like the best movie of the 90s. I saw it, yeah, when that came out. No one gets excited for the movies anymore. It's a shame. But the good thing is Jim Henson's work until I get rich enough to buy the IP and buy the Lord of the Rings IP too, because I will do that and fix this. Because I'd put out, oh yeah, we're bankrolling some Dark Crystal movies, and they will not be hitting any ESG or DEI check boxes. I'll tell you that right now. No, the Gelfling, there ain't even any humans in it. That was the whole thing with the Dark Crystal. There's no humans in it. So, like, yeah. We're going to race swap Gelfling? Come on. That was probably the other, they did it with the Skeksis though in the new Dark Crystal Age of Resistance reboot. There is a female Skeksis. Whatever. Alpha Draconians are androgynous. That's why they despise humans. When the splitting of the sexes happened between male and female, we also had a side effect of that. Rather than just breeding, like most animals do, finding a mate when you go in the heat and just going off of your life, or sometimes it's not even that good if you're a praying mantis or a spider, if you know where I'm going at with that one. Um, no, humans tended to stick around and raise families and actually love their children and create family units. And they absolutely despise that because as an androgynous entity, you're never going to experience human love. And it's one of the foundations of the teachings of a very famous secret society to put all things aside for the love of your craft, even more than the love of a woman. I don't have the exact quote pulled. That was written by either Albert Pike or Manly Palmer Hall, one of the 33-degree guys. Anyway, it's off my rant. So anyway, Antoinette, we're gonna read about Scientology in the morning over coffee. How does that sound? I think I'll be okay. You asked me about Zeno. I've been wanting to cover Lord Zeno for a while. Believe me, I wanted to find out where it came from. She asked me if it was one of the demons from the Lesser Key of Solomon. It's actually a little more interesting. Yeah, we're gonna need some coffee for that one. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. For the time being, reptilians in Hollywood are not going to be hijacking wokeified. Look, I want to show you this. This is them doing a black magic ritual. Look at that. Oh. Now, they're not above showing black magic on TV. Don't get me wrong about that one. I'm not saying that. That was probably some of the parts they were proud to do. Oh, yeah, we get to make a big ritual ceremonial mass set. Okay. Yeah. And I'll end it with this. The other thing supposedly that got Henson in a lot of trouble, it's the way the Skeksis act between themselves. All the infighting and bickering. They kind of act like Democrats and liberals. Interesting. And I often tell you these people are demon possessed because that's the way demons act. In ancient Rome, demons were depicted as children in art. I'll show you the demonic paintings from Rome sometime. They were depicted as they don't really look like children. They're small bodies with big heads, and they're depictions of Roman demons actually because of the childish nature of demons. Yeah, the more you know, right? Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.